Now, the ANC in the Free State, or the ANC elective conference in the Free State, is in full swing after major delays. The registration of delegates was initially marred by disruptions from disgruntled members. The 9th elective conference has been postponed several times due to internal issues. Now, the ANC national chairperson, Gwede Mantashe, has also slammed Free State municipalities for the lack of clean audit. Now let's bring in political analyst Sandile Swana to join us and just discuss, the conference there in the Free State. Sandile, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. What do you think about the disruptions that we saw yesterday, which delayed the beginning of the conference, of course? What does that say about the state of the organization in the province? We also know about the issue of parallel structures in Mangaung, so maybe you can dissect that for us as well.
The start of the conference has been very difficult, showing deep divisions within the African National Congress. And it shows also that from 2017 until now, they have not been able to create a robust membership system that identifies accurately who their members are. Which then also shows that the whole idea and practice of creating bogus members as well as bogus branches of the ANC in order to win elections by fraud, that idea is refusing to die in the ANC. So whatever delays you saw yesterday and today are similar to the ones you saw in Nazareth in December, running into January this year. It shows that the organization is going through a very painful and demanding process of changing to become a credible political party in South Africa that can contest and win elections, because right now they are on a downward trend. So that is basically that. Having said that, I have also just listened to the speech by the chairman of the African National Congress. I think it is one of the most sober and factually based speeches I've had in a long, long time coming from the ANC, let alone the chairman of the ANC.
Now, let's talk about the three factions currently fighting for that top seat. Of course, Mxolisi Dukwana. We have Chabalala also in the mix there, and Thabo Manyoni among the contestants. Who seems to be, of course, having a better advantage between those ones?
Well, the last time I had checked, it appeared as though Thabo Manyoni was in the Ramaphosa slate or the Dukwana slate in a way. And as things stand right now in the ANC, if you are aligned to the Ramaphosa slate, you stand a better chance of winning these elections. Dukwana, unfortunately, not Dukwana, Sionzana, Mxolisi Sionzana, unfortunately, has been associated with the whole culture of failing municipalities and maladministration and general malfeasance in the province, where municipal services have become virtually unknown in Free State. So I think in the communities, the ANC has taken a hammering, and with that, people like Sionzana would have taken a hammering in the communities, but popular with other gangsters, political gangsters, as McBride would call them, who want criminality to continue in the ANC.
And, in his opening address today, ANC National Chairperson Gwede Mantashe, he came down very strongly on poorly performing Free State municipalities. What did you read into that, and what were some of the other interesting points that you think came from his speech?
I think the speech as a whole was really a breath of fresh air. I haven't had such a healthy speech coming from the ANC, any part of the ANC, in the longest time. So that speech itself really, to me, is a first-class speech. Obviously, implementing the speech is another topic. I have previously mentioned that one of the ways of writing a very good political manifesto, campaign manifesto, is to say, I'll go and take the recommendations of the Auditor General in the Municipal Finance Management Act reports that they do and the PFMA reports that they do, and put that in my manifesto. I'm going to implement that. That is how I would interpret what Gwede Mantashe is saying, because the agency has been guilty for more than 11 years of ignoring the Auditor General to the detriment of the communities and unfortunately to the detriment of the ANC, because that has eventually cost them elections. Similarly, the Institute of Civil Engineers has produced reports about the infrastructure that have been ignored by the ANC, and Mantashe is now saying he has not seen any yellow equipment in the Free State, which is the graders, the front-end loaders, and all sorts of equipment that is used to fix roads and build infrastructure, etc. So we are seeing a leadership, certainly the chairman of the ANC, somebody who's saying, let's get into the overalls, let's get the true job of being elected into office done. So the speech is a very good speech. Whether he is now going to have the true new cadre who is able to actually get roads graded, clinics operating, and so on and so forth. And Mantashe did say that the Department of Education in the Free State has surprised many, coming out of a non-existent provincial government, non-existent municipalities, yet producing absolutely top academic results in matric. So something somehow has protected that Department of Education in a total morass led by Ace Magashule and the like of Sionzana and company. So that is where we are. It's a state where the Free State as a whole in government and in the ANC is in deep ICU right now, and Mantashe has come to create a resurrection of the ANC in the Free State.
It seems like the theme of, from the national conference as well, the renewal of the ANC, it seems like there's some sort of like special renewal that's happening in the Free State. That seems like to be the general theme. They're pushing very hard for that, especially, sending in David Mahlobo, the national executive member, deployed there to the Free State. What do you think about him specifically being deployed there to the Free State conference? And do you also think that this conference from now on will be running smoothly up until towards the end?
Yes, the conference will run smoothly. Remember that the smoothness of an ANC conference revolves eventually around strong security, where those that you have approved as legitimate delegates to the conference are then protected outside by the South African police and inside closer to the conference by the ANC security. So it is a conference that will run smoothly under the iron fist of Gwede Mantashe and Fikile Mbalula. And there will be no nonsense tolerated there. They are going to do that. Mahlobo has been strikingly sober in handling the conference and the complaints and in trying to unify the ANC in the Free State. I think he has tried really to do a good job of it. That is not to say that people like Mahlobo and even Gwede Mantashe himself do not have a checkered and dubious history, to say that even in the process from 2007 of collapsing the state and collapsing the ANC, they were totally innocent. They have been guilty and at the front and center in some of the most dubious schemes that have put the ANC in the mess that it is in right now.
And then just very lastly, out of curiosity, just want to know what you have to say about, Ace Magashule yesterday. He was there for his hearing in Bloemfontein, of course, that fraud hearing of his with the asbestos scandal. Now, asbestos scandal, he said he already told his affiliates, ANC affiliates, or that's affiliated to him, that there's no way they could win this conference because it was already rigged. What do you have to say about that?
First of all, the Magashule has discredited himself on a number of fronts, and I think it doesn't have in South Africa as much support as he might want to imagine that he has, even inside the ANC. He doesn't have that. The issue of who wins an ANC elective conference, Magashule and company know how that goes. And I am also convinced that Dukwana, Cyril Ramaphosa now have the mechanisms of winning conferences under their control. So from that point of view, without attributing dishonesty to anybody, I think Magashule is going to lose the conference in any event.
All right. Thank you so much for your insights there. Sandile Swana, of course, always a pleasure to talk to you.